Hey, what's up? It's Davin and Anna live on Facebook, YouTube, all around the world. I always like this theme song.
I like pudding. Jello pudding.
Give me some Jello pudding. Pudding. And then I'll give you a nice something to drink with that. So, The Cosby Show, or rather I should say Bill Cosby, finally, I mean, a lot of people already know that there was a mistrial, according to sources out there. Bill Cosby mistrial. And he and his wife, Camille, were walking away hand in hand, happily,
all right,
satisfied knowing that there's just a big old mistrial there.
All right.
So how do you feel about that?
I don't know how I feel about the whole thing, really.
No idea?
I really don't.
Really?
I really don't. I want to care about this, but I just don't have it in me.
Did you think so do you think he actually molested all those women or not?
All of them?
Well, enough of them to make a case out of it. Do you think that's a real thing? Because how many were there that actually came out against Bill Cosby originally?
Geez, I don't even remember now. I don't know, 15. I don't know.
There was a lot.
Okay, so the woman, the thing that was really weird to me. Do you know anything about the case? Did you hear any of it?
Only a little bit, and then I know that there were people saying that that she was drugged in the dressing room or whatever, or at her apartment or whatever. He gave her the drink and all the Mickey and everything.
What really bothered me was that she went out on a date with him again. And wouldn't leave him
after
alone.
the fact.
Yeah.
See, I didn't realize all that.
Yeah,
so I didn't
that
pay
really
close attention
bothered
to that.
me. It would bother me that I was like,
Right.
wait a minute, whoa. Like, a guy drugged you. Like, that would be like, what?
Like if you had your suspicions, you'd that'd be it, right? You'd speak up right then and there.
Done.
Well, do you think she was thinking maybe she would take him away from Camille at that point in time and just, that there was more going on possibly?
Yeah, well, women do what women do. And seriously, for real, the whole thing is just bad from the beginning.
Right.
That's why you just go out with your wife. You just stay with your wife and have pudding pops for the night.
Pudding pops.
That's what you do. Scribbly dibbly gobble.
Now, Bill said that he knew it'd be a mistrial. He knew it'd be a hung jury all along because all he needed was just one person to basically say, "Okay, this isn't happening." So that's an actual picture of the jury. Right. I like the two pieces of wood sitting in the middle chair there, up in the middle.
Right. That's all it takes.
I think it was the two 2x4s of wood that actually got him off.
I don't know. Beaker, can't trust him.
Yeah, that Beaker.
He's a bitch.
And I don't know what the hell's that pink thing over there on the end. What is that character?
I honestly don't.
Do you have any idea what that is? I have no clue either.
It looks like an evil sex toy for a clown. I have no idea what that is. But no, Beaker's I just don't trust him.
Yeah.
The red hair, the googly eyes.
So Bill Cosby off scot-free. And he's free to go and do whatever.
What did they do afterwards? Did they, what does somebody do at that age?
Ironically, for some reason, nobody wanted to go and have drinks and celebrate after that with Bill Cosby. He offered, come on, let's go have some drinks.
Right.
And that's exactly how he talks all the time.
Just like that, scoobity-doobity.
Yes, scoobity-doobity.
Let's go get miggly drinkly. I really, the whole thing really depresses me, but I really look at it now as being kind of a cheerful thing compared to what the government's doing. So I was like... this is all, we're so desensitized now as a nation. The Cosby thing is old hat. We're I can deal with that. That's okay. He had sex with you? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, really? Is that all?
Like what the president's doing to our country? What is it that at least he just did it to a woman and not 5 million of us, yes.
Oh, do tell. What else happened?
Whatever. You knew he was married. Don't go to a hotel room with married men. Boom. Done. Story over. Next.
Is that it? That's all you got?
That's all I got. Okay. And then it leads to this, and then it leads to that, and 16 years later, there's 15 women all saying this and that. It's I'm sorry. Did the ring on his finger not give it freaking away? So what matters at that point?
So what if you're Camille and you got to go through all this stuff and stick by your man, all this stuff? Do you stick by until
Camille's I'm going to get my feet done on Thursday. That's the way I still do.
Do you think there was a part of her though that kind of hoped that they would find him guilty and he'd just go off to jail so she could just live the rest of her days with all his money?
She still does. She's he's going blind. He's going deaf. I get my toes done on Thursday like I always do. It's not going to change. If
you guys got any comments, you can comment on our wall.
She's been through so much.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost, a child. It's just
I know
what they've been through. So I don't know. And I don't,
I wasn't there, obviously, but
but I think it was weird that she knew she was drugged and then that she went off and had another date and didn't leave him alone, and there's countless phone calls to him after that, and that was the weird part.
That they continued trying to.
I didn't say he didn't do it. I'm just saying,
right?
What the hell's wrong with you?
Right. So I've got some funny politics to share with you guys tonight. This is a true story.
Politics.
Yeah, this is funny politics. Apparently, we've got Republicans fighting with each other on Twitter over.
So far, nothing's funny.
Over Nickelback. Okay,
That's the funny part.
Here's the tweet. Okay, so wait. Let me back up a minute. Let me back up because I'm getting too far ahead of myself here. This is a really funny story.
Please.
So, Nebraskan Republican Senator,
right?
Ben Sasse. I think it's Sasse or it's Sass. I'm going to call him Sasse because it's fun.
Sasse is funny.
Anyway, he doesn't think it's funny at all that someone keeps signing him up for Nickelback newsletters. Absolutely 100% true.
That's awesome. You know what? Dang it, man. You just gave me the best idea ever for some of the people on my non-Christmas list.
Sign them up for the Nickelback newsletter.
I thought it would like Chad Kroger's newsletter. Look at Chad. He always looks like a fish that's depressed.
He does. He has that sort of look about him, like he's just generally upset about stuff.
He's like a fish who went to the hairdresser and they just didn't do what they wanted. Even the top of his head. There's always something going on with him.
So anyway, then he goes on to tweet, Ben Sasse, he writes, it's not funny. He's outraged after a prankster signs him up for the Nickelback newsletters. And since that's on Twitter, of course, he's saying it's not funny. And of course, whenever you put that on Twitter, everybody's going to pile on.
And everybody takes care of you when you're feeling bad on Twitter.
Yeah, you can't vent on Twitter, especially when you're some sort of Republican senator or any senator. But what's funny is even Senator Orrin Hatch from Utah.
No, I know him.
He piles on Twitter in response to it. He's saying, I just didn't want you to miss this. It must be a big day in the Sasse household. You can see the picture of the whole Nickelback album and everything. What's that? You got to go on the microphone.
Brand new music for you. Oh, dear.
So you've got other senators,
awesome.
Republican senators, taunting Ben Sasse about his Nickelback.
This is one of the best stories about politics I have heard in a while.
This is the kind of stuff.
Bravo, Utah.
Yes, very good. Just when we thought Utah could have no fun, you got that going on.
So nice. Your religious underwear didn't get in the matter in anything at all. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all great.
Meanwhile, though, while all this is going on, Nickelback. Chad Kroger from Nickelback is actually feuding with Corey Taylor of Slipknot.
What?
Yes, it's true. He's actually feuding with Corey Taylor. Well, apparently he said in some article or whatever that he doesn't appreciate Slipknot. He thinks they're a gimmick band. He goes on to say, like, if you have to put on a bunch of masks and jump around on stage and vomit in your masks all night to get attention, then shouldn't it just stand on its own? Something to that effect.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so how did this even begin? Like, how does one get into a fight over, like, your musical...
Well, Nickelback's the most hated band in America. It's like more people hate Nickelback for whatever reason.
I know, but
like they've earned that title.
Why? Because Portugal threw them out.
The
whole freaking country of Portugal, not as big. I mean, think about it.
Right?
It's like Nantucket of Europe. But I'm just saying, like, they don't want him. They said he was the ugliest man they've ever seen.
So the way the feud started with Nickelback's with Chad Kroger and Corey Taylor is Kroger explained how diverse Nickelback really is because he's trying to stand up for his band. Okay, you can't fault him in that, even though they're the most hated band.
And you're ugly.
So he challenged a reporter to name another band as diverse as them. Okay. And when the reporter said Stone Sour, Chad calls them Nickelback Light.
Stone Sour?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said that band was never a hit, and then he took a shot at Taylor's at Taylor's other band, Slipknot, by calling them gimmicky. So that's where that whole thing started.
Well, they're not exactly. Come on now, it's Slipknot. Come on.
Yeah, it is gimmicky, but it's freaking cool.
Well,
I mean, so is Mudvayne, and so is Guar, and so is...
I was just going to say, that's really unfair, because you can't really put Nickelback and Slipknot in the same...
Oh, and speaking of the king of all gimmick bands, yes, I'm talking about Kiss.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons has done a super douchey thing, if you want to call it that.
Be quiet. The whole life he leads is super douchey. I mean, he's like the king of. He's like La Douche.
But this is like ultimate doucedom.
Oh,
okay,
please bring it on. What did he do now?
Your career is winding down when you try to actually trademark the rock devil horns that he's known. Yeah, the hand gesture.
This?
He's actually filed paperwork. This is true, guys. He's actually filed paperwork to try to trademark the devil horns hand gesture.
What the hell is wrong with him?
Right?
Does he have something better to do with his freaking life? Honestly, you're an old, rich Jew. You cannot help anybody? This is what you're doing with your life, is putting up hand signals?
But what's funnier than that is the head of
Seriously.
The head of the Texas
so
the head
freaking
of
funny.
Texas University, Greg Fenves, I guess is how you say it. He goes on Twitter. Everybody's fighting on Twitter now to go up against Gene Simmons, saying, "Sorry, Gene Simmons, Longhorns has long been since doing the hook 'em horns since the 50s, more than 20 years before Kiss even got going."
Whoa.
So of course he's referring to the alleged trademark of the Longhorns fans.
Right.
Therefore, putting douchey Gene out of business, and there's no way. So now he might actually be feuding and going back and forth in court with the Longhorns
Seriously.
over who can trademark this.
So this is what happens when millionaires get dementia, right?
Or they become president, one of the two.
One of the two choices. I have my own thing, I want to trademark it.
What is that?
I go through the streets of Rhode Island every day. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that this should be trademarked then, because that, it's something I do constantly.
Stuart Hatlin's watching the show. He's saying, looks like he's going to send him a Nickelback CD. Talking about the
awesome.
senator there. Yeah, just send him all the
Just for
Nickelback
the
you can.
heck of it, right? I
Right.
think it's a fun joke, though. I mean, they're not doing anything bad. They're